This one for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan's. I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
Some great goals for more money, okay, would be reacting to fair criticism videos of DSP, like the Turkey Tom documentary and other This Is How You Don't Plays. Even the haters donate for stuff like this, bringing back this for Patreon goals and tips, etc. Well, first of all, I tried reacting to This Is How You Don't Play. Do you remember the nightmare that created? Because apparently it's totally okay for people to take my content off of my channel, react to it on theirs, create their own content that then can be popular and give them views and monetization and popularity on the internet. That's okay. But if I try to do exactly the same thing that they've been doing for a decade, I shouldn't be allowed to do it just because I'm darksyde Phil. So when I tried to react to This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2 last year, 2 years ago now, Evil AJ tried to take it off the internet. Yeah, he literally tried to hide the video. He's like, oh, I don't want him to do that. Well, wait a minute, hold on. It's either it's good for everyone or it's good for no one. If you're allowed to do it, then I'm allowed to do it too. You don't get to be an asshole and hide your content because you're a scumbag to me. Which is the truth, is that the guy's a scumbag to me, right? So, someone else had already archived it and sent it to me, and I reacted to it anyway. He couldn't hide it, and there was nothing he could do about it, okay? Plus, what's hilarious about the situation was months earlier, he had outright given permission on his Twitter account for me to react to it, and then he tried to rescind it later. It doesn't work like that. So anyway, that was the one I ever did. And then after that, I was like, do I really want to get into this whole problem now with reacting to content and people saying that they don't want me to do it and arguing and everything? Legally, do I have a right to do it? Yes. Do I want to fight with every motherfucker out there who's just a little brat who thinks they can do whatever they want and I'm not allowed to do the same thing? No, I don't want to be arguing with every little brat on the internet. So that's why I basically stopped doing it. I was like, you know, I did the one. I actually had a good time, but I really don't want to waste my time arguing with children, because that's literally what they are. They're adult children. They're like babies inside of adult bodies because they're just idiots with the way that they act, okay? So there you go. Now, as for the Turkey Tom documentary, again, this is something where if I'm going to react to something, I want to be sure that at the very least the person on the other end is not malicious in their intention, okay? And they're not trying to purposefully create an endless cycle of drama for personal benefit, okay? I was actually strongly considering doing an interview with Turkey Tom after his documentary about me, until I did a little bit of research and I found out some of the really disgusting things that he had said on the internet about people, including me. Things like, oh, I just can't wait to milk this person, or I'm milking them more for content. Man, I love it when they comment, I wish that they would just react to my documentary so I could get more, I could milk them further. And it's like, what? I mean, seriously, that's so fucking vile to say something like that, and just casually too. Like, oh, it's just a casual statement I would make on the internet. It's fine, and no one will call me out for it. It's just okay. We're milking people left and right. You know, it's what? You're literally publicly admitting to using people in a toxic and negative way for personal gain. That is vile. It's completely immoral. Why would I then want to give you more attention, right? So that's when I said, nah, forget it. Even though people said his documentary on me was kind of down the middle. It wasn't, oh, I hate this guy, but I like this guy. It was like down the middle, kind of fair. Although he was harsh in certain parts, which I expect. And I expect that from every documentary about me with the mistakes that I've made over the years, right? But basically, yeah, after that, I was like, wow, it opened my eyes to it. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to be reacting to anything unless I'm absolutely sure that someone is trying to cover something neutrally or fairly. And so that's why I'm considering later this year reacting to the June the King documentary, because I know he attacks things from a neutral perspective. Now, by the end of the day, even June the King might hate my guts for the stuff I've done over the years. And you know what? What's fair is fair. He has the right to have his own opinions. But at least I know from the perspective he's going to try to cover it neutrally and fairly. I'm curious what kind of information he even dug up on the internet from stuff like the Street Fighter days, because nothing exists. Like, it's just like forum posts from forums that are dead, IRC discussions that were never archived. So I don't have no clue what he's going to find about stuff, you know? And I think that's going to be fascinating. And I don't think June the King's intention is to continuously milk darksyde Phil for 6 to 8 months You know what I'm saying? He's going to put out the documentary. He's interested in doing an interview with me after, depending on how my react goes to his documentary. And then after that, we move on. You know? So, I guess we'll see. Okay?